hello. Who all we got here? Hey, Carrie. Hey, Keith. Alpha Llama Llama, how you doing? Hey, Tugboat. Oh, well, tell Colin I said hi, Carrie. I got to talk to him just a few days ago. It was quite nice to get caught up. Hey, Emma. He said. Yeah, Diamond, I don't know. I think Free Comic Book Day may be somehow separated from Diamond, but I don't actually know. I've talked to a couple retailers, and they've all told me that they're not super worried about Free Comic Book Day going away. But it is possible that like Free Comic Book Day will be trademarked by a company that won't exist next year, so we'll have to see what happens. I would be really, really surprised if whoever ends up owning Diamond just shut it down and threw it away. Like, I would be way more likely for somebody like, dang, what's the Comics Pro organization would like buy it. Actually, it would make way more sense for them to run it, actually, with the new divided distribution in comics. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Yes, we're doing, speaking of Free Comic Book Day, today's plan is to make some signs for Free Comic Book Day at the library tomorrow. We have a sandwich sign that goes out on the corner, pointing the way. No, Maud is working on some other stuff right this second, but they may join in a little bit. We'll see. I don't know if you're watching, Maud. If you are, hi. Did anything happen with the library paintings you did? You mean the little library character stuff? We did, we've been using it in like a ton of marketing stuff. Like we run ads in the local paper and stuff like that for our events, and we've been using it there, and they are being put on tote bags, and I keep meaning to get the info to share here, so if anybody wanted a tote bag, you basically have to become a friend of the library and donate to the library that way, and then you can get a bag. But I don't know actually if we have a method for shipping stuff out, since so far everyone who has become a friend of the library is local, so they can always just come down and grab their swag. So yeah, Alpha Llama Llama correctly points out that every day is Free Comic Book Day at the library. That's one of those things, man. That's something we've been talking about at the library that is very shocking, is just the number of people who don't know that the public library, at least here in the States, is free to use. Like, we've had people ask recently, like, how much a library card costs, and it's free. What up, All Out Bikes? Good to see you. Mark, you're saying, wait, what? That people don't know that libraries are free? No, I bet the libraries in Australia are also free, but it's just horrifying that people don't know that. And I agree that that's horrifying. And it's like one of the volunteers down at the library who hangs out with a lot of other women in their 70s and 80s did not know that the library was free. And it's like, woof, man. Everyone should know that. So I might be putting way too much effort into this sign, but why not? At our library, we even got rid of late fees recently for all of our books and other media. Almost every media. I think there's some things that still might have fines, but it's like kind of specialty stuff. Oh my gosh, Emma says my library card is worth more than all my streaming subscriptions combined. Yeah, I have started listening to all my audiobooks through the library. Like we have a lot of digital services that we get through the library, so like I can even like get digital books and read them on my iPad real easy. In fact, the library is directly responsible for my love of Jack Kirby, because there was a point a while back when I was completely broke, and this was before I was making comics for a living, and I needed to get my comics fixed, so I would go to so I went to the library, and they had those. Like I basically read through everything, all the cool alt books, that I like so much, and then just about the only thing left was all the Marvel, those black and white phone book reprints that they were doing, and uh, so I just started digging into those, and that's that's how I learned to love Kirby. Oops, hat. Not that you can really see what I'm doing. What I was gonna do to be cute was have little Wolverine claws pointing to instead of having an arrow. Yeah, no late fees in Fort Worth either. Good. The Yeah, the thing about late fees at the library is they were finding that it was keeping people away from the library. There were people who would owe $20, and there was like, that's it, no more library for them, which is ridiculous. That's pretty cute. Yeah, having too many books in your to read pile can sort of like diminish your library reading. One thing that I use, like I use my library for audiobooks and also magazines. Um, Something that I don't want to spend a ton of money on magazines, so getting them at the library is great. I am drawing a Wolverine hand. He's pointing the way to Free Comic Book Day. This is intended to be viewed from like from a moving car, so it's got to be kind of big. Right, Tugboat? It's a pretty good marker. Ma grabbed that for me today. We were looking for one of those magnums, but couldn't find one. So I just got an Art Skills Jumbo. Got waitlisted for Emerald City. Yeah, man, I was posting about that on BlueSky a little bit. Like, it just sounds like so many of these um, conventions, like, it's like they're not sure they want cartoonists to be there or artists or whatever. It's like they're kind of feels like they're sort of trying to decide if they just want to be a Funko Pop storefront or something. That's pretty fun. Oh my gosh. Free comic book day when there's a football game and election day, that's a bit much. All right. Tugboat. I'm the best at what I do. Oh, what I do is free with a library card. Oh, sorry, Mark. Rudak, how fun is it drawing at that size? It's pretty fun, actually. I'm pretty glad that I decided to do this tonight instead of saving it for tomorrow, though. Yeah, Mark, I hope your election turns out like Canada's too. Fingers crossed for you. It is hard to fit this paper on my drawing table, though. There we go. Free comic book day. That way, bud. Actually, I should put that. Oh my gosh, getting the Rockstar treatment for reals. I like the squeak too, Alex. This marker is oddly not that stinky. Keith, this is like I said, we were trying to find a Magnum, which like when you use the Magnums, man, that's it. Like the whole house is gonna smell like that all day. But yeah, this thing is not quite so bad. Anyway, one poster done. Should I do the next one pink? This paper is like double-sided. I think I'll stick with yellow. I think it's easier to read. Hey, I have a free comic book day something. I did a cover for the Oni Press one for their for the EC comic thing. I don't. Ah, man, I should have grabbed a copy when I grabbed the comics. Dang it. Started off wrong. Yeah, it makes sense for comic shops to have a limit. I mean, the free comics are not free. The the comic shops have to buy them, and then it's basically like everyone involved takes a loss on the comics. The publisher sells them for less than what it costs, and the distributor distributes it for less than it costs, and the comic shops buy them for whatever and sell and give them away. So even though it's free comic book day, it's like you gotta buy shit at your comic shop. But because it is such a busy day, most shops actually, like for a lot of shops, it's their best day of the year. Thank you, Tugboat. Yes, it is called Blood Type. Oh, video comment. I hope you have fun. I think it's really fun to take the day and go visit like every comic shop in town, because lots of times you sort of get into just going to the same shops over and over. And when I lived in San Diego and when I lived in Portland, it was like Free Comic Book Day was like a holiday where we would spend the entire Saturday driving around and seeing everything. Who should I have pointing on this side? I did Wolverine on the last one. Is there anyone else who's like a good pointer? Has a distinctive pointing technique? We're making a signs for Free Comic Book Day, Math Raptor. The Thing. Oh, he does have a pretty distinctive hand. Oh, Hellboy, though. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Oh man, I don't remember what Hellboy's hand looks like. Oh, I thought about Nightcrawler actually because he has those distinctive three-fingered hands, but yeah, I think Hellboy is absolutely the way to go. Oh yeah, he's got those knuckles. He's got the knuckles that mirror his horns. Actually, I need to move this whole friggin' hand over. Now, can you see it on the screen? Not really. Mickey Mouse's hands are public domain now. Some of them are. I hardly ever draw with so many sound effects. Carrie, please don't talk about that in the chat. The feds are in the chat. Does Hellboy have a crap? He shouts G's a lot. Pancakes. I know how to make a giant marker sing.
Hello.
Hello.
1 moment, I'll get my mic on.
Should be sitting over there somewhere. You find it already?
Mm-hmm. All right. How's my volume? Can you tell?
Say some stuff.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Okay. We need to reevaluate because I was watching. I just could not speak or type. And I had to turn the volume way up for us.
Still?
Still.
Man.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Mark and Math Raptor and Tugboat and Video Comment and Carrie. My gosh, Brad and Alpha Llama Llama. So many people on today. Keith and Emma and Seth. Rudak.
It's a pretty cute Hellboy hand.
That's a very cute Hellboy hand. You got a good
That's going to read
finger.
really good from the road.
Yeah. Hey, how were the chickens today, honey?
I don't know. Jay put them to sleep.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
They apparently have a song, or Mom does. She told it to me today, and I've already forgotten how it goes.
Mom has her own song for the chickens?
Yeah. Hi,
Those
Jack.
chickens get, like, the best song treatment.
Mm-hmm. I think I said everyone. Oh, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. That is a chibi Hellboy.
All Out Bikes was here for a little bit. I don't know if he's still here.
I'm assuming Math Raptor is saying, where's the thumb? But maybe it's underneath the fingers.
It's on the other side. It's
yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Kind of a point.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay, Kevin. How are you doing? I have to say that I like the thin lines. I like the chiseled point that it makes thin and thick lines. Your B on the last poster was outstanding.
Oh, thanks.
I'm glad you're doing well, Kevin. Yeah, honey. Keith says, hi, Keith. I didn't say hi to you, I don't think. Keith says that you should start doing your comics with this marker and at this size.
Nobody would enjoy that. My poor art dealer would like lose
How do we ship this? It's so hard to ship pages as they are. Especially when you do a double page spread, which is about this size. So he's maybe used to it occasionally.
You ever seen there's a lot of like Instagram accounts of people who do the grocery store signs, where it's just says like peas 98 cents.
Yeah.
And there are some people who are just so good at like lettering with a marker like this.
Yeah. It just takes practice, honey.
Yeah.
You want to add this to your list of one more thing to
to practice and learn about.
Ooh, Keith has a friend that used to do the chalk marker signs at Trader Joe's. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Kind of the same deal.
Oh my gosh. Rudak wants to know if you will do an inking exercise with a Jack Kirby page this size. That would be fun.
Maybe. I'd have to probably not. Because I'd have to print it out at this size, or print it out and then light box it. I don't have a printer that will print the pencils this big.
You could print it in 2 passes.
Then I'd have to also ink it on 2 sheets of paper, which is, I don't enjoy doing that.
Unless you tape them together. Carrie, you were a wrestling cheerleader? That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I wonder how different, do you know how different that is from like football cheerleading? Carrie got lots of practice making locker signs and giant posters from having that gig.
You did see my other one then?
Yes, I did. I watched. I just
look how good that looks.
Could not respond. I could not see what you wrote that way, bub. That's cute.
Hey, Bess.
Hi, Bess.
Just in time for the reveal. Yep.
You coming to Free Comic Book Day?
That's the main signs that I know that I need. I'm sure tomorrow when we're setting up, I'll be like, oh crap, we need a sign that says something.
So you're only gonna do the sign?
I think only for the street.
You don't need one outside the 2 doors to the library?
We already have those, actually.
Oh, okay, nice.
We have the ones from last year.
Should
they were pretty
say
cute.
Library somewhere on there? I guess you don't have enough room.
Yeah,
for library.
It's hard because I want to keep it
yeah,
readable from a moving car, which means it's got to be pretty big. Oh, your library's having a mini Comic-Con. Going to
That's
zine workshop in the
awesome.
morning. That's great. That's like tomorrow's gonna be really exciting. We have a guy named Garrett Lay who's gonna come and teach comics workshops for kids and teens, and then we have it planned so that he'll come back a couple more times to do like follow-ups with the kids. Try to get them absolutely hooked on making comics.
And um, just looking at this conversation about cheerleaders who wrestle, I'm already hooked on that. I want to see that.
Yeah. You're that sounds dirty.
Well, I didn't think of it that way, but sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would be fun to hear them do cheers and to see them just the shit talking would be
the
off the hook, I bet.
Like the Ren and Stimpy. No, I want to say the loud, funny words.
I don't remember that, but yeah. Yeah, Tyler has a blood type cover out tomorrow.
Oh, you know what? Where is that up here? We held on to it specifically because I was like gonna try to come up with some way to show it at Free Comic Book Day, but
Oh, yeah, we did save
cover.
it. It should be in there.
It might be over here.
In the other one?
Yeah. Nope.
Hi, Dylan.
Yeah, we might have to go searching for that.
Oh, here, I can tell you if it is downstairs. If it's not in the inventory list, then it would be here in this office somewhere.
Yeah, doesn't everybody have a blood type? The whole time Tyler was painting out of Alcatraz, we had to find time in his schedule for him to do all his EC stories. Yeah, that was actually really nice, being able to take a little bit of a break. I mean, I loved working on Alcatraz, but it was a long project. Hey, what up, Morgan? How you doing? Look what I'm making.
Oh, sorry.
It's up here somewhere?
Yes, it is definitely up here, and I'm trying not to show what you're working on now. I accidentally did not pay close attention. Here it is.
Oh, there it is. Here is the blood type cover I did. It's the new EC guys. What do you call those? The spokespeople. Yeah, Morgan, me too. It's gonna be fun. The horror hosts. Best, thank you. This one turned out really nice. This is one of those that, in spite of it looking like it's watercolor, it's all colored ink. So the saturation is a little bit gnarlier than normal, and there's a lot of like airbrush stuff going on. Oh man, I don't even remember. I did this like so long ago. I did this cover like man, probably like last October. Or no, before then. Maybe like August. Yeah, I did it a long time ago. October maybe? I think I had to do it before October because I think October Like, I definitely did this before the studio flooded.
Oh, yeah. But didn't it flood in August? But it just took a long time for everything to get repaired. That away, bub.
So hard to even say anymore. And I can't get this to like actually do. Well, there it is, kind of. Yeah, that's in focus. Yeah, I don't know.
Hi, Bruland.
I'm pretty happy with how this cover turned out. I think it's fun. What up, Bruland?
Tugboat says, pre-flood, such innocent times.
What's the process like for another book to loop you in to make a cover like this? What's the process for another book to loop you in? I don't quite understand the question.
How do people hire you to do a cover?
Oh, they usually like... I mean, the real problem with doing covers for me is schedule. I mean, the main thing that I like doing is doing interior art, but I do get a lot of requests to do covers. And typically, I will... I mean, I say no to a lot of covers, and there's a lot of covers that I get requests about where I'm like, yeah, I would love to do that cover. Can I start 6 months from now? Which
and
sort of means I don't get to do a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, like covers sort of are really fun. It's a chance to do a single image, but they're also like, I don't know, they usually take me like 3 or 4 full days of work to get done, which is, 3 or 4 pages of comics, which like for a 22-page comic, that's a lot of comics. So yeah, like I like doing covers. I just don't like to do them as much as people want me to do them. Although it would be nice to get my cover rate up high enough that like it would be amazing to do like 2 covers a month and be able to like
pay our bills.
Get by. Yeah, a lot of artists need several months lead time scheduling covers.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to be busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've actually just been slowly raising my cover rate to where like that eliminates a lot of people right off the bat, which is nice. But enough people say yes that I don't like feel like I'm losing work that I need.
I think you're very reasonably priced, especially for what you do. I think a lot of artists short sell themselves at first.
Yeah.
And some people underestimate the amount of work that goes into painting stuff.
No. Yeah, and like, I don't know, if you guys ever catch me in person, I'm happy to talk about what my rate is. I just don't talk about it specifically on the internet because...
things change.
Things change, and too many people sort of are intentionally obtuse on the internet, and it can make problems for everybody when people are just like weirdos.
You also do commissions from time to time that people can buy for their own personal home use. Not necessarily a cover, but you're not doing commissions right now, right? You haven't had the time?
No, I haven't had time. I'm hoping to do some like in the fall, maybe, but we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, if you need somebody and I'm too busy, call Alpha Llama Llama.
Yeah. Email Alpha Llama Llama.
Ooh, you got paleo people circling you. Like, like buzzards.
Wait, did you already talk about Mark's response that you do a Great Frankenstein New World variant or a Commandy?
Oh.
Or
I saw that.
as a
Like,
Commandy?
I haven't read any of the Frankenstein. That's the one that like Michael Ward was drawing or writing, right? It looked very interesting.
Oh, that's
You've never
very
done a
nice, Mark.
Hellboy universe cover. I'm kind of surprised by that too. I don't know. It's weird. I think when they were done with me working on like Hellboy stuff, like on B.P.R.D and Witchfinder, I think they were like,
On to new people.
yeah, I think they were sick of me by the time I stopped working on that. Pterodactyls, yep. Emma, that's really cool actually that like
Oh,
people are starting to,
illustrating their papers, Emma. That's cool.
yeah, that is really cool.
Not just comic book work.
Brad asks, how long will
Comics
Alcatraz
and
be? Alcatraz will be 5 issues. It is issue 1 is a double-sized issue, and then 4 normal-sized issues after that. Does freelance comic work have slow seasons? I work in film, TV production. We have times of the year that are always slow. You know, comics doesn't have as much, like it definitely has like, for retail, it definitely has slow seasons, but for production, not really. And it's sort of because everyone works at a different speed that, yeah, like, because I can finish a book and it'll come out whenever it comes out. You know, like the publisher and the retailers can figure that out. But like as far as me doing work, it's like it's a constant, um, a never-ending marathon.
and it can take writers like, I don't know, weeks to, depending on the writer, weeks to finish writing, and then the artist does like, takes like 3 times as long
Yeah, yeah, like
to do one book.
yeah, like I think like I have definitely had like slow periods in my career. Very luckily, knock on wood, I've only had a few times when I've like not known what I was going to work on next. Um, but I usually, I've been very fortunate to be able to schedule um, my projects so that before I'm done with the project, I have like my next project lined up and ready to go. So I don't like my goal is always just to like to know where my next paycheck is coming from, which is
Yeah.
not always very easy. But
No. Bess, who's your editor on Out of Alcatraz, says that she wishes there was a slow time in
yeah,
in
that would be
comics.
nice, right? Like a lot of retailers talk about January being very slow, sort of because everybody is, uh, you know, Christmased out. They've done their Christmas and New
Yeah.
Year's stuff, and they're sort of like taking it easy on spending money. Anything coming up you are excited about? Man, so right this second, I'm working on another EC story. Um,
That's got you excited.
that's got me pretty excited. I'm actually having a lot of fun with that. Um, but that will be over next week, and I'm not sure when it's going to come out. It's going to come out in a while, a couple months probably. Um,
You're still riding a high
but
of being excited about Out of
I am
Alcatraz.
still super amped for Out of Alcatraz. Out of Alcatraz, I think, um, sticks the landing in a way
Mm,
that, like, I feel like Harrow County had a really solid ending, um, and stuff, but Out of Alcatraz just sticks a landing in a way that is so satisfying to me that I just can't wait for people to read that and
yeah.
see
Mm.
how it finishes. And I actually do have my next book all lined up, um, and I'm very, very amped to get started on it.
And to be able to talk about it too.
And to be able to talk about it. But like, I'm probably not going to be able to say what it is for like a long time. But I'm excited.
Hi,
Hey,
Comic
what
Tropes.
up, Comic Tropes? How you doing?
I've got a comic coming out May 7th.
Oh, you're gonna have your comic for
On my website.
What's that? What's the name of the show that we're doing?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so two things. My cover and the first page of my webcomic, it called Demonstrative, is going to be on crook.com. And on top of that, Tyler and I have a show called Cap City Swap, which
Cap City Comic Swap.
Yeah, which is in Salem,
Oregon.
Oregon. Yep. And I'm trying to get a prologue comic for that, and I've already started inking and coloring.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Looking good.
I really miss Tales from Harrow County. The podcast I recorded about the last arc of Harrow County comes out on Tuesday. What's the name of the podcast, Mark? So people can find it. It's bittersweet to say goodbye about talking about one of my favorite comics. Yeah, that's the way I've listened to. I don't think I've listened to every single one of those podcasts, but I've listened to most of them, I think. And yeah, it's fun. It's fun to hear you guys talk about it. I love Harrow County so much, and I'm so like remarkably proud of that book. And it's like, it's amazing to me that even though I haven't worked on it in dang, you know what?
What?
It might be almost 8 years since I've worked on it. No, it can't be that long.
8 years since you
Worked on Harrow County. 2017.
It might be.
It's been so long.
I can.
Yeah, it might be. I don't remember when the last one came out.
Harrow.
But man,
I'm looking it up.
Sinners is fantastic.
2018 is when it finished.
Okay. So 7 years ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah, 7 years.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see Sinners. It sounds really cool from what I've heard about it. But I probably won't see it until it's on streaming somewhere. Yeah, right, Keith? We got to get that Harrow County show made.
Did you already say out loud what the name of the podcast is that Mark?
Oh, the name of the podcast that Mark was talking about is the Book Club Member Comics.
And they're doing the ending of Tales from Harrow County.
7 years is nothing. I know, like I actually worked on Harrow County for half of 7 years. It was like 3.5 years of worked on that. So 7 years is nothing. But you know, like, I don't know, there's enough comics that I've made that sort of like come out and then are sort of lost like sands in the wind. And the way Harrow County has held on has been really, really cool.
We're getting so many great questions.
Yeah. Did you ever take a gig you weren't really into, and how did you handle that?
Mm-hmm.
I have definitely done that. The thing about working in comics is, like, I haven't taken a gig that I was really bummed out about. Like, I've actually said yes to books that I was bummed out about, and then quit before I got started. Like, as soon as I sort of was like, this is a bad idea for me to be involved in this, I quit. Like
and you
I said,
did that by just doing a very respectful email.
Yeah, and I do it like as soon as I possibly can, so that they can find somebody else and try not to fuck over everyone's schedule. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, I mean, part of it is that like I've definitely done books that I'm more into than others, and the ones that I'm less into, I always am trying to do the so this is my approach when in comic improv they have a rule that they call the yes and, which means somebody, when you're improving with somebody else, someone will be like, I'm the king of France, and you're not supposed to go like, no, you're not. You're always supposed to go like, you're the king of France and I'm the king of England,
Yeah.
you know, and you're supposed to build on top of each other's ideas. So like I try to take that same approach with collaborating in comics. So if like when somebody gives me an idea in a comic script that I'm not into, I try to be very yes and, where I'm like, I don't like this idea, but yes anyway, and here's my version of it that I think is cool. Like, you know, a real good example of that is the skinless boy in Harrow County, which when I first read that, I honestly thought it was really dumb.
No.
I was like not into the skinless boy at all. And I don't even really remember why I didn't like him. It just didn't vibe with me. But then like as soon as I sort of understood, like I just spent some time and thought about it and found what I thought was really cool about it. And I think what I really uh, started to dig about the skinless boy was his that he was, well, what I've called him is haint tech, where he has this thing where he can be in two places at once and communicate with Emmy like some cool tech piece of haint technology. And I thought that was really fun and cool, and so like I was able to use that to get into it.
You made your brain go yes, and how can this be really cool? Sometimes there is something though that like you don't know until you start reading the script. You've already agreed to it, you get the script. You don't know that something like creepy is in there until you get the script. Or
yeah, I have had to have discussions with collaborators about stuff where I was uncomfortable doing the job that they sent me, and it was like there's some things that sort of have come up regularly um, that are just, I don't know, comics. They're just tropes that I'm not like into. Like there's a lot of sexual assault tropes and ways that women are abused in stories sort of consistently that I just am unwilling to sort of do. And usually when those have come up, I've been able to have a conversation with my collaborator, and we find a more interesting thing to do. Yeah, sorry, comic tropes. I started to say comic tropes. It was like, oh, I'm not talking about you, bro.
Yeah, so you can have a conversation with them and try to find a different way to do the story that omits that. But then if there's no way around it, that's when you send a very nice email as soon as you can.
What else do we got?
You can't yes and it. You can't talk to them, or you've talked to them and they can't find a different way. Then comes the email.
A lot of love for sinners.
Oh,
do you ever toss all your comics into one room and swim through them like Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah.
They would not be mint condition if I did that.
You don't have mint condition books.
No, they would be graded down to like a 6 or 7.
Did you ever take a gig that you weren't really into? And okay, we've already done that one.
It's an interesting idea. I certainly enjoy reading Jesse Lonergan's Patreon comics, though his are much more long form.
Are you reading anything that you enjoyed, that you're enjoying right now?
Right now, I'm still reading B.P.R.D A Tale, and I did actually pull this out because somebody on last week's live stream was asking if I had ever read any Gippy, which is I think how you pronounce his name, but I do not know. Um, and I had, and then I was like, I need to look at his stuff, and I'm actually very excited and inspired having looked at this. His watercolor work is just so gorgeous, and this book in particular, one story, has all of these like just incredible abstract landscapes where you're just sort of flying around, and
That's beautiful.
they're just gorgeous. Very, very inspiring. And like I love this. Like this the thing about this page is that it is probably what I'm seeing is like some Payne's gray, and this is probably black, although it could be Payne's gray. So I'm seeing like there's basically two colors. There's whatever this red is and Payne's gray, and it's possible that that's it. And that is really exciting to me right now. I've been trying to work out ways to do some limited color palette stuff, and the way these color palettes are actually super limited but don't feel like it is really cool to me. And there's some other stuff in here that was like this stuff is two colors, where it's like it looks again like Payne's gray and then maybe yellow ochre, and yeah, it's just enough color to make it feel not black and white, but focuses the color ideas in a very very good way.
Do you think that's watercolor?
Yeah, it's absolutely watercolor. I was watching some YouTube videos um, where he was showing his working process, but they were all in French. So he was like talking about what he was doing, and I couldn't understand what the hell was going on.
Is there no blue in the sky? Do they not use blue? That's what Alpha's asking.
Oh, I don't know if they're like this one has some blue in it.
Oh, okay.
Um, but in the mood of the story, I don't even remember much about what the story's about, except that it's like, dang man, what is it about? It's like a guy having like flashbacks to a previous life in World War One or something like that. I need to give it a reread. It's been a while since I read this. Um, but because so much of it is like World War One trench warfare, like the colors remain pretty subdued. Oh, this one has some blue sky. Although it looks kind of pretty blown out on the screen here.
It's blue and very gray.
Well, some good blue here.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing in this whole book that upsets me is this one panel. And it's the only panel in the whole book that is colored digitally, and I don't know why. Because we have like those doctors in a bunch of places, and it just jumps out and is upsetting.
I just finished reading Carmilla, the first vampire by Chu and Lee, and I thought like the interiors look a lot like the cover. There's parts of it that I thought were lovely. I love the relationship of the main character and her grandfather, and her relationship with her girlfriend. Just makes me go, oh. So there was a lot about the book that I liked. I finished it pretty quick.
Yeah, and man, Mark, I still haven't finished Castle in the Sky. But yeah, I will let you know when I'm done what I think about that. Black Sad is good. Well, I think that's it. I think I made some signs, we talked some comics. Unless there's any more questions anybody has for me before I call it a quit. I did want to ask what movies, if any, were big visual inspiration for Out of Alcatraz. Oh man, we watched a bunch of sort of noir movies.
Yeah, we did.
While I was working on that.
I can't.
Visually, I don't know what was a big inspiration for it. Like Chris Cantwell recommended I watch HUD.
I don't think we did watch.
I did watch HUD.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And visually, like there was some stuff that I took from that probably, but not a ton. I mean, one of the things with the like I was trying to watch a lot of '60s noir movies.
We watched Sunset Boulevard, Laura.
Yeah, but I think I was more inspired by like there was some stuff from Wild at Heart that I found that I sort of tapped into. Like there's a scene when they go visit Isabella Rossellini's character in Wild at Heart that I thought about a lot. Although I haven't actually gone back and watched that to see what it really looked like. I was sort of
just going by your memory,
doing the one in my memory. Chud.
Yeah. And Bud the Chud.
Yeah, no, like the Out of Alcatraz was really sort of inspired by God, it's funny because it feels like it really feels like a book that's more inspired by movies than anything else I've ever worked on. But now that I'm thinking about it, I can't name a single movie that I'm like,
I think
that's
like
the one.
The art that you did though was inspired a lot by the research you did into the actual places.
Yeah, that's true. I just love the look and that genre so much. I'm so excited to see it finally. Nice. No streaming service did a better job of creating curated connections with older movies. Yeah, me too. Fat City. I haven't seen Fat City actually. I did watch. You know what? I guess. Well, even that didn't really like. I was about to say Chinatown.
Oh yeah, no.
That one like influenced me, but again, not directly. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Did you go to the library for historic photo references? You know, I did not go to the library, but I did. There was a location in. Dang, I can't remember if it was the third or fourth issue. I think it was the third issue. There was a location that we were. It was a police station, and I was about to start drawing it, and I went to find a little bit more photo reference for that building.
Bye, Keith.
See you, Keith.
Have a good night.
And I discovered that the library or the police station that I was looking at was not built until like 1972 or something, which was like 10 years after the comic takes place. So I ended up calling the library in Redding, California, and talking to a librarian there, who was just an amazing superhero of a librarian. And a couple hours later, like she dug into the archives, and a couple hours later sent me a couple photos of the actual um, police station from 1962, which no longer exists and was sort of tucked behind City Hall in a weird little, very, very weird little building. Um, and the only photos that she could find were in a local historical publication that did not get, like, probably had like 100 copies made.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. Um,
For the hardcover collection, Mark's asking if you're able to share some of the photo reference for that.
oh, we are not doing that. That's sort of a, man, that's kind of a rough thing to do sometimes because you never know who owns the copyright to a photo. And it's not like the events were long enough ago that the photos will all be in the public domain now. Love drawing places that have been torn down. Feels like it gives me a reason to draw buildings with more love. Yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of
Yeah.
helps them live a bit longer.
All right. Well, I think that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chit-chatting while I make some signs.
Are there any announcements that we need to make? I forgot to ask. Well, I couldn't ask you before the show today.
I guess the only thing is that the original art for Out of Alcatraz #2 is up on the website for sale.
Not
at
Ma'a
Crook.
Crook. MrCrook.com. They both start with M
Or
and end with
comics
Crook.
that take place in Danvers. Not that I'm aware of. Good night, everybody. Thanks for the stream. Have a nice weekend, y'all. All right.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has a great free comic book day. Yeah.
We'll see you next Friday. Everyone stay cool.
Yeah, go find the people you love and tell them how much you love them. And I love all y'all.
Bye, everybody. Good night. For those of y'all on this coast.
Bye.
Bye.